I do that every time. Welcome to RetroLogic. I'm Dan Caporello here with Shannon Eno and John Cummins and Adam Caporello.
It's me.
My actual brother from my actual mother. Here to do a RetroLogic show for you. This is our first time doing... Well, it's not our first time doing a live show, but it is our first time taking our live show seriously. We did like a special Metroid show one time. I think that was live.
I think so.
But we didn't really care too much about making that a regular thing. But we're going to work on doing that. So this is live. If you're listening to it on a podcast thing, that doesn't really matter to you so much, except to tell you that next time, if you pay attention to like our Discords or our Blue Skies or our Twitters, we'll let you know when we're going to be live, and you can come watch us do our show live. And we have pre-show shenanigans and all kinds of stuff. So come try that. But RetroLogic isn't just a podcast. It's a community of gamers. And we have an active, friendly, and free Discord you can join. We have giveaways and contests. And you can dive into our family of retro podcasts, like RetroGroove, a mystery... Not a mystery. It's a music history podcast.
Well, it's been a mystery for a while since we've been on hiatus for well over a year, but
I'll jump off of that.
Maybe it's transitioning to a mystery podcast.
Oh,
ooh,
murder mystery.
True crime.
Mysteries of the music industry. Oh, I need to text Liam about that.
Yeah,
unsolved mysteries.
This is the birth of a new podcast right here. And On Topic Retro, which is a podcast dedicated to one video game per episode, hosted by our very own John Cummins. And you can find everything at our website, www.retrologic.games. Do you still need the www?
Depends on your browser. I
Try
guess.
it and find out.
If you're still using Dogpile, probably.
I don't know what that is. So let's jump into a little bit of housekeeping before we do the show. John, you've been hard at work. We got some new RetroLogic content incoming. You want to talk a little bit about that? Or do you not want to talk about
we can. Actually, I haven't really talked much about the changes because we have adopted some things since the last podcast. So we have in Discord put together a media team. There are 6 of us, including me, and our job is basically we're going to try to bring more reviews in the form of written reviews or video reviews, first looks of basically anything. It could be a retro game, could be a new game. In fact, our first look was just done earlier this week by Solo, and it's on Final Fantasy Rebirth. So we're putting together articles. Like I've done some hardware reviews for different things, like my new AR glasses I just got, and I've been plugging away at that stuff. There'll definitely be more things. People have been kind of busy, but I expect it to kind of slow down over the summer. We'll probably get some more things rolling. And then the second thing is we're going to start having a RetroLogic game night. This is going to be, we just nailed it down. Everyone in the Discord, we worked through the days, basically we picked a Saturday, and then we decided we want to do every second Saturday of the month. So that's where we landed. So starting on July 11th, I believe, is going to be the first RetroLogic game night, and then it'll be every other Saturday or every second Saturday of the month after that.
Sweet.
And
what do we start? Do we know what we're playing?
9:30 Central Time. No, that's next. So I figured I'd give some time since it's about a month out still.
Star Fox.
What I'll do is I'll post another poll, and I'll just throw we could I'll throw Mario Kart on there, and then some other stuff that everybody
maybe a new
will
game
have.
that's coming out that has multiplayer.
Yes. I mean, we'll throw, if you want to play Star Fox, and we'll see how many people have it.
And stars.
And then the last thing that we've got going on is what you guys are witnessing today. We are starting to do the show live. So, and we'll be streaming it to currently my Twitch channel at On Topic Retro, the RetroLogic YouTube channel, and the On Topic Retro YouTube channel. And then maybe in the future, if I can get the stream key from Dan, we'll throw his Twitch channel on here as well.
Never, just
the
kidding.
RetroLogic
Yes,
Twitch channel.
We'll get that worked out. John trying to nail me down to help him get all this done has been a feat of heroic proportions. So thank you, John, for making me do stuff. Yeah, I'm really excited about everything John's doing. It's going to be really cool to see. I'm going to even pitch in a little bit here and there. You'll see my name pop up. And then anything else going on with On Topic Retro? Do you have a new show coming or dropped?
Yes, we actually just put out an episode last Tuesday or Wednesdays when it went live on Gradius or Gradius, whichever one you guys prefer. The Interstellar Assault for the Game Boy. We did it was our Retro Rewind Champions game. Adam is the champion. We actually have him on again tonight.
Woo!
Hey.
Congrats.
He just got his $10, and then we're opening up a new challenge for Super Mario Galaxy. Was the one that everybody voted in, and this is it started out as just the regular Retro Rewind Champions, which would be one winner, and the goal that I set out was just who could give me the most stars, because that game is like a star-a-thon. Like, you can get 240 stars in that game.
Yeah,
between Mario and Luigi. And then a couple days after I posted it, or the next day, I can't remember, I got a message from the Nintendo dads. They wanted to hop into our contest as well, and they added 2 more win conditions and 2 more $10 prizes.
Sweet.
So now we have the second win condition is a random star count of our choosing, whoever gets closest to it. And then
I love that so much. That's so funny.
And then just a nice throw me to anyone who submits a score. We're going to do a lotto pool.
Oh, cool.
Just if you submit a star count, period, you get entered in and you have a chance to win $10. And then the last thing I have for On Topic is next Tuesday, we're going to almost be capping off the Becoming the Hero series. We've almost went through every mainline Zelda game in the series. We're going to be doing Breath of the Wild. And then we'll just have Tears of the Kingdom after that. We're down to the last 2 juggernauts.
Just in time.
Flightsy says there's 242 stars.
Yeah, I guess there is 242.
Just in time for a new just in time for a new Zelda game.
They had to Donkey Kong us.
New. With bunny ears.
Are you
not seeing the video?
Well, were you doing remakes and stuff, or was it just?
We would talk about the remakes in the episodes.
Well, you got to redo.
Well, we're going to have to go back and re-record Ocarina of Time, obviously.
Well, maybe that would
play
get
it 3
its
times.
Depending on how much. I mean, what if they just do a 1-to-1 and it's just visuals?
Yeah, I mean, you can almost do it 4 times because you also have the Master Quest on GameCube version.
We talked about the Master Quest, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I'm just saying we could play it that many times.
Oh, Star Fox still has more remakes.
Truth.
We're getting out of ourselves.
Very true. Oh yeah, we are talking about remakes today, aren't we?
This is true.
Yeah, I mean that's that. So, excuse me, got a little burp in there before I started talking. Yeah, thanks, John. Awesome, lots of fun stuff coming up and happening all the time over at RetroLogic. Make sure you check out the website, click that Discord button, and join us in our cool, non-toxic, sweet hangs place where we like to talk about games. Anywho, we're going to jump right into the Prices Retro. Well, since we're live and since we don't usually have Adam on, I thought maybe we just chat for a second. What have you guys been playing? What's been hitting you lately before we do a Prices Retro? Just to kind of say hi, because we kind of jumped right into things. And I thought
you were going to put Adam on the spot and have him grab his guitar and play the Prices Retro theme on his guitar back there or something.
Oh, I can't do that on the guitar. You know how long that took me on like a programmed.
Yeah. You could do it on your bass. Like I have a sweet line.
That I'll just say this: I've done a lot of different like music production things. That price is right. Like song is deceptively difficult. That was so hard. Mm-hmm. I worked so hard on that thing,
which is why we'll never change it. It'll be there eternally as part of this show.
It'll never be retired.
Never.
Crazy chord changes and stuff going on there.
This host lineup will all be dead and gone, and the show will still be going, and we'll be using that theme song. Some other crew will take it over. Flightsy will be hosting.
That's fine as long as people hear it and enjoy it. That's all I care about.
But Adam, what have you been playing lately? What's been hitting you? What's coming up that you're excited about?
Oh my goodness!
So what's been going on gaming wise?
Not a whole lot.
You just beat that one RPG thing.
Yes. So I finally beat Trails in the Sky first chapter. It's so good, but things kept like pulling me away from it. Like I started playing it, and then Hyrule Warriors came out, and so I switched over to that. And then something else would come up, and some things kept distracting me from finally sitting down and pushing through and finishing the game. And that's kind of been for some reason, like last year and this year, I've been so bad about finishing games. I used to like keep track of all the games that I would beat, and it would be like 24, 25 per year. And last year, just, life went crazy, moving and things went nuts. So I would start games and just not finish them and just kind of move on to something if I got stuck or frustrated or whatever. Anyway, so I've been playing Trails in the Sky, which I finally just completed. Great game. The battle system is so cool that it moved me forward in, those times in a lot of RPGs where the narrative is just dragging, but the battle system is so good that even just the battle system propels you forward. So I felt that way a number of times in that game. The final chapter was fantastic. The end is really satisfying, and I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Really looking forward to second chapter coming out in September.
I got to watch a bit of you on a game chat when you were playing it, and the battle system did look really fun.
Yeah, it's very so fun.
Arena sort of AoE focused, timing wise, time focused sort of. A lot more complicated than just your normal turn-based situation.
It's really cool. Like, it does a good job of introducing the different aspects of the battle system slowly over the first, 5 to 10 hours or so. So it doesn't feel like overwhelming, like you have all this to learn. But it does such a good job of the turn-based action RPG hybrid, better than any kind of hybrid system game I think I've ever played. So strong recommend if you're into JRPGs at all. The only caveat being that it's very, anime tropey. So if that turns you off, you might not dig it just for that reason. But if you can look past that, it's really good, really fun battle system, good story, good characters. It's a fun romp. I've also been playing Neo Memories in Orbit. I've been playing that kind of off and on ever since it came out. Got the physical Switch 2 version. Really unique and interesting Metroidvania. I'm currently stuck, which is not abnormal for me in these types of games.
Oh, you're supposed to get stuck in Metroidvania.
But it's a really, really cool sci-fi Metroidvania with really fun. The system for power-ups is interesting. It's actually kind of similar to the way that the plug-in system works in Nier Automata, where you have a certain number of slots, almost like computer chip slots, and this upgrade might cost 5 slots, this upgrade might cost 15 slots, but they give you different perks and boons and stuff like that. But you have to balance them with the fact that you only have a certain number of slots. And then as you go on through the game, you earn more and more slots to be able to, kind of similar to, Hollow Knight, you get more space for your power-ups and things like that. But the map system in Mio is so unique and so cool. You can kind of see, it gives you hints on the map where you haven't explored yet, where you might be able to traverse. And it also gives you, I would say, pretty generous fast travel points. So it never feels like, oh, I have to like traverse the entire map up to here again. Like, it's very quick to get from here to there. The movement is beautiful. It's got a really interesting watercolor sort of look to it, similar to Skyward Sword on the Wii, how it just kind of looks like a watercolor painting.
Yeah.
Which is unique because it's a futuristic kind of sci-fi themed game. So
it looks really good.
Yeah. If you haven't played Mio and you're into Metroidvanias even a little bit, super strong recommend.
And it's available physically on an actual cartridge, not a GameCube
full
card,
game
so
on the cartridge.
that's a reason to get it alone.
Yeah.
I think it's only like $30 too.
Yeah,
physically.
it's cheap for a physical Switch 2 game for sure. Highly recommend that.
Sweet.
And then, I've been trying to go back to Silksong. I am like deep into Act 3 and just keep hitting a wall with the difficulty of
just
some of these.
To punish yourself with all these Metroidvanias, aren't you?
Yeah, Silksong is hard, and I don't want to get into the the narrative around that, but it's not like impossible. So it's just something I gotta really lock in and get this last couple of boss battles down so I can finish Act 3. At some point, I'd like to be able to say that I did that. If I can beat Ninja Gaiden on NES on original hardware, I can do this. That's pretty much it. I always kind of cycle through playing Mario Kart World for my weekly online game, silver coins or platinum coins rather. And I'm always playing that or Fortnite with my daughters. So there's always that in the rotation as well. Oh yeah, Chad, I sold my copy of Trails in the Sky pretty much right after beating it to Chad to help fund my copy of Trails in the Sky second chapter. So hope you enjoy it, Chad. It's a fun RPG. Really fun.
Love physical games for that.
For sure.
Sweet. Awesome. Thanks, Adam, for the update.
Sorry if that was too wordy.
I don't know. That's why we love you. One of the reasons. So I have a question. How many inches is like 25 centimeters?
1.
That's
25
not
centimeters.
centimeters.
Oh, sorry. No.
10 then?
Yes, 10.
10 inches?
It works the other way around.
Roughly.
Okay. I'm having a hard time not buying these Star Fox plushies.
Oh my gosh.
I had no idea where we were going with
I
this
keep,
conversation.
I haven't even looked at them. I looked at them originally and then I called Adam and I was like, make me not buy these. I can't spend $120 right now, whatever. And he was like, yeah, that's like 2 video games. Don't even bother. And I was like, yeah, I already have the older plushies. I don't need these, whatever.
But then I sent you a link to the VGP.
Well, I think VGP sold out. P&P has them.
Oh, equally good retailer.
Yeah. And it's like free shipping. They're like $22 per. It's like, $90 to get the whole.
Are you going to get all of them?
Set. Well, I'm not going to just get one of them.
You got to get
the free shipping makes it pretty good.
Yeah, like if I saw these plushies sitting on a shelf and it was $20, I'd be like, yeah, that's obviously.
It's a slippery
Flightsy
slope.
did the math. Flightsy did the math. It's 9.843 inches.
Yeah. I was just saying, it's
But
25.
he also advises against buying them as your wallet's defense attorney.
Yes.
He is officially my wallet defense attorney, and I do take his input very seriously.
I was going to say, it's a slippery slope. You're going to end up with like
It's a
the
slippy
full
slope.
collection of Pikmin enemy plushies and
Slippy slope.
all the
I've
stuff.
avoided the Pikmin trap pretty well because I already have the 3 colors, and I haven't felt the
You haven't
need
added
to
ice
get-
and rock and
Yeah, like I
berry
kind of
and-
feel like if I get one more, then I have to get all of them, and I don't want to go down there. But this is like a one stop. Like once I get this, it's like done, right? They're not
Did
going
you
to
get
do like
the Donkey Kong Bonanza ones? The DK and
those are a
Polly?
thing too. Hold on,
Yeah,
wait. Does P&P have those?
$150 now. Just
How
keep
much
racking
money
it
can
up.
Dan-
Oh. They do have it. Though that guy's
Sell his
flirty,
game
though.
collection and have
Well,
the
he's going to
world's
be
greatest
twice
plushie
as big
collection.
as a.
Listen, there's one where he's
as
hanging
Fox.
and he's like hugging a banana. That one's so cute. And then there's the one where he's like got little
this podcast is now Dan Goes Shopping.
that one's
Right.
30, and then the one with Pauline is 40. That's kind of a lot for one, and it's the same size. It's 9 inches.
Welcome to Shopping Logic.
Although 9-inch tall
Shopping
Donkey
Logic.
Kong is still is like 9
Hey,
inches wide. So.
The segment is what we're playing, not what plushies we're considering purchasing.
Fine, let's
just trying to
go,
help you stay on track.
John. Let's just go to Prices Retro before you talk me into it.
Okay. Here we go.
If this is your first time playing Prices Retro, here's how we play. I'm going to list off 4 or 5 games, and everyone has to guess how much the lot is worth in total. Whoever's closest to the actual value wins that round. Everyone has a list, and everyone guesses on each other's lists. And my paragraph got messed up. But look out for the Rampage crew, right? I guess that's what they're called.
Yeah,
That's what we named them.
Oh, there it is. Watch out so crap.
Watch out. Just watch out.
Just watch out. We have a robot, a Deus Guess Machina. He averages all of our guesses together for his own guess. Our dinosaur Leonard, who adds up the original retail cost, and that's his guess. And then Poltergeist, who is a ghost, and he just guesses 300 because that's what ghosts.
He's a ghost and
So
has
they
no
do.
brain.
I loved the realization that happened later on when I was like, oh, 300 kind of looks like Boo. That's funny. We did totally by accident. When we made his sticker, it was like, oh, 300 looks like
That's
Boo.
amazing.
It's like the only number. Anyway,
I guess 800 also would look like Boo.
yeah, I would say that's probably true also. And then any variation of like, however many zeros you want to add to it. So that's how we play. We are going to also run a live list for the first time in the history of the show, which is super fun. So Flights is in the chat, locked and loaded for that. But we're going to run through our host lists first. And Shannon, why don't you go first this time?
All right.
I'm feeling
Okay.
slippy. I'm feeling slippy tonight, so you go first.
So my list is 5 games that appeared on the game show, the coolest game show that we all wish we could have been on as kids, and that is Nick Arcade.
Yeah.
So cool.
So I picked up pulled up a random episode, I think from season 2 on YouTube, and I went to the point where they were challenged to pick a game to do a challenge on. And the 5 game choices they got are the 5 in my list today. So these are all loose. So I'll say that right from the get-go. And I will say the name and then the system, but all the games are loose. The first one is Super R-Type for the Super Nintendo. The second game is a game I'm not familiar with, but that's Gun-Knack for the NES. Not sure if Adam's aware of that one. I know he's a big NES guy.
I'm aware of it.
Third game is Joe and Mac for the Super Nintendo. The fourth game is Chuck Rock. This came out for multiple systems, but I chose the Genesis version for a little variety. And the last one is King of the Monsters. Again, came out for multiple systems. I am doing the Neo Geo cartridge. Keep things interesting.
I just blew our lists up.
Yeah, a little bit. That's something. That's a thing, isn't it? I won't do that. Okay. Great. Wonderful. I'll go ahead and guess first, and I'll just name off who's going to go so that we keep it fair. My guess is $340. And then
I'll
Adam
go next. Are you going to do Adam?
Little too close to the Ghost for me, but the numbers I added up came to $290.
Ooh. You could usurp the Ghost.
I could.
I'm going to go $350.
Oh my gosh.
$350. Okay. Well, guys are all under.
Yep.
The actual value is $576.54.
Dang.
And believe it or not, that King of the Monsters, not the most expensive on the list.
Yeah.
What?
So, do we want to do a breakdown, or John, you still adding things up?
Nope. The Dino one.
Yeah.
Because his guess of retail is higher because of the Neo Geo game.
Yeah.
Take it, Dino.
What's
Super
the MSRP?
R-Type?
Sorry, go ahead.
Super R-Type for Super Nintendo, $16.15. Gun-Knack for NES, $350 for the loose.
Whoa,
Jeez.
I was way
over
off.
$1,000, I believe, for the complete in box, if I remember. Joe and Mac for the Super Nintendo, $17.82. Chuck Rock for the Genesis, $13.89, and King of the Monsters for Neo Geo, $178.68.
What is Gun Knack?
It's like a shoot 'em up.
Look at this robot
It's
rabbit
like a
you're
vertical
fighting.
shoot 'em up based on, because that's the game the contestant chose to challenge.
John, how do I show my screen?
Share. It's in the middle at the bottom.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can get it back. Well,
While you're figuring that out, my question was, what is the MSRP on the Neo Geo game?
So I have it as $200 a game.
Yeah.
Which is a rough average of what Neo Geo games were when they were released.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I Googled this game, and this... never mind.
I think you
I
have
was
to,
aware
you could
of
share
it, but
a
I
specific
can't
window.
believe how much that's going for.
Yeah, the host called it a blast 'em up, I think, is what he called
gosh.
it.
My computer is... Am I still here?
Yeah, you're
Yep.
here.
Okay. My computer is like freaking out about me wanting to share screen.
Well, you can skip it.
So I'm going to go ahead and just not. Now I have this weird pop-up that won't go away.
You're still here, though.
Anyway, it's a giant robotic rabbit that you're fighting in this game. So that's cool. That's a cool thing. Gun Knack, huh?
Gun-Knack.
All right. Well, congrats,
So-
Dinosaur.
Mhm.
It's crazy we were all like so in the same ballpark, because that Neo Geo game could have gone to the moon.
Yeah.
So my list is next. I did DS rhythm games, or DS music / rhythm games, because why not? Let me just... Okay, so our first game is Antamarama. Do you see the rabbit?
I found it, yeah.
Look at the green rabbit. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Crazy. Giant
It
green.
looks like it's a vertical
Yeah, it looks like it
They
has good
should
graphics
up, yeah.
for an NES game. Looks pretty good.
That's probably why it's got a high value.
Anyway, first game, while I'm trying to pronounce this stupid game, Antamarama. Antamarama. If you need me to spell it, I will. It's one word. Next game is Electro. Oh, these are all DS games, and they're all complete and boxed, by the way.
How many do you have? That makes
4.
things easier for me.
I have 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Second game is Electroplankton.
Oh, Electroplankton.
So good.
Can't believe I used to own that.
It's up. Yeah. Third game is Guitar Hero on Tour bundle with the controller little attachment.
I have the little.
Yeah.
It reminds me of playing like an accordion or something. Because
Yeah,
how
it
it's
is.
set up.
Should have been Accordion Hero.
Accordion Hero.
Just like open and close the door.
Bunch of Weird Al songs.
Yeah. honestly,
That'd be awesome.
that would
great.
sell
bought that.
like crazy.
How did we not get a Weird Al Hero?
Has there been a Weird Al video game at all? Like has he been in something? He needs
Not
to
that
do
I
that
know of.
before.
Nope.
Yeah. All right. Somebody get on that. And then the final game is Korg DS10 Synthesizer Plus, which is a software synthesizer for your DS. In case you couldn't tell from the title.
I thought it might be a guitar tuner.
Anybody? Okay. And then first guesser is going to be Adam. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was looking up if Weird Al Yankovic had been in any video games. And
Survey says
he has a number of games.
Oh.
He voices
As a voice.
the game's announcer in The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, 2006 for PS2 and Wii.
okay.
In Family Guy: The Quest for Stuff 2014, he appeared as himself.
You know what? This would have been a good Prices Retro list.
Yeah.
Don't tell us the rest.
Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, he voiced the character Music Meister.
As long
So
as he doesn't
good.
tell us prices, we'll be okay.
And in Batman Arkham Knight, he made an uncredited cameo as the voice of Dinny inside a police van. This is just from Google. It could be wrong
But
because
he
Google
hasn't been
wants to-
himself. Like there hasn't been like
No,
Weird
yes,
Al
he
himself.
played himself in Family Guy: The Quest for Stuff 2014.
Okay, so Weird Al
That's all I'm saying.
is a character in that video game, and he plays himself.
He plays himself in that game.
I mean, that makes sense for Family Guy. They do that a lot
Yeah.
with celebrities.
They do cameos, so that makes sense.
Anyway, my numbers added up to 285.
And then John,
I'm going to go 325.
and then Shan.
I had 250. I might have been a little low there.
All right. Well, I think Shannon got this one because it's 244.47.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very close.
He did.
5 and change away.
Yeah, because the Dino's not going to touch that, I don't think.
No, I think that's too low.
Yeah, he was
Those are all-
$100. He was
Yeah, yeah.
$100 off. Yeah.
Antamarama is 22.39, which I thought would be more expensive. It's kind of a niche rhythm game. Electroplankton is a measly $71.35.
I
I
overshot
thought
that.
$1 off, I guess, in that one.
I thought it was going to be
Really?
more. I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be like 150.
Yeah,
honestly.
I guessed 110.
Guitar Hero on Tour, 27.13. Pretty reasonable for, Accordion Hero. And then finally, the Korg DS 10 Synthesizer Plus, 123.60.
Undershot that one.
Did not sell well
Shoo.
at all, but is a very cool thing. So I think that one goes to Shannon pretty handedly. I can't
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
anybody got closer.
No.
Come on, Shannon, you got to bring it home for the human team. Bring it home.
Doing my best.
Next up is Adam's list.
Okie dokie.
Kinda like
in in spirit of today's episode, I chose 4 games.
Sorry. How's chat doing? Is chat okay?
Yeah,
Chat's good.
Flightsy was disappointed. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
go ahead.
Flightsy's disappointed that you didn't have Rhythm Heaven on your list. So
well, I was trying to
list is worth $0.
I was trying to do obscure stuff. Hey, Cork is cool. I was trying to do obscure stuff. And Tim is here. Sweet. Hi, Tim.
We had a grouchy Flightsy tonight.
Tim bought some stuff for me recently. He bought
me as well. Thank you,
Mario
Tim.
and Luigi games and some strategy guides. He's an OG. He's a G. He's a BFF. Okay, Adam. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I did.
No problem.
Anyway.
So, in the spirit of today's episode, I chose 4 games that I would love to see remade.
Love it.
Hey.
The first, these are all complete in box, all of them. The first is Star Tropics for the NES.
Yes.
Let's go.
We need a tropical themed Nintendo action RPG where your primary weapon is a yo-yo.
Somebody did a mock-up where they used the Link's Awakening remake style because it was the Zelda engine.
I'd take
right?
it.
Yeah,
that would be so cool.
I would take it out.
That would be really cool because it's that like kind of playful sort of
and it works great with the top-down perspective. Okay. Next game is Xenogears for the PlayStation 1. This is the black label, not the greatest hits version. Complete in box.
I really
as
want
you
this
would.
Remaster.
That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine Monolith Soft doing that? Anyway,
come on.
Good
I don't know
stuff.
if they're allowed to now because they're owned by Nintendo.
Probably not. Probably not.
Well, they
was it Who published?
no
I think
Square.
Was it Namco?
I think it was
Namco.
Square.
Square actually.
Oh, it was
published
Square.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I feel silly now. Okay.
Bandai Namco published the
Xenosaga.
Xenosaga games.
Yeah.
I want to
the
say
Kaitos games as well.
I want to say I think that it wouldn't be insane to see Square like allow them to remake it and put it on a Nintendo platform as long as they
Not
like,
out of
publish
the question.
as long as they like publish it, like because Nintendo and Square are friends again. So I don't know if they would because it's like who knows, whatever. But I can see a world where that
It's not outside of the realm of possibility.
no. Yeah.
Third game, Eternal Darkness for the Nintendo GameCube, complete in box.
Let's go. Wild
that
stuff.
one probably the least likely to ever happen.
Yeah. Poor Silicon Knights.
Yeah. I'll ask that after. Fourth game, Kid Icarus Uprising for the Nintendo 3DS.
Please.
The standard box, not the big box.
Okay.
Complete
Big
in
box came with the thumbstick thing or the stand or something, right?
Came with a
Yeah,
stand.
like a little
my God.
stand. Yeah, but this is
It's
like
just a piece of plastic.
just the standard case, not the big box with the stand. But still complete in box. Yeah, would love to see that slightly updated and released on the Switch. That would be fantastic.
Man, even just
now-
like up res and give us some updated controls and just don't even touch it. Just let us
Totally.
Yeah.
I wonder if the mouse controls might actually work for that game.
That could work too.
Butter. Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, quick question. Sorry
I said all butter. That's a weird thing. Sorry. I apologize.
No, who doesn't like butter? Don't apologize for butter.
Especially like popcorn
Never
butter.
apologize for butter. Okay, do we round up to the nearest dollar or do I just give this 50 cents?
You could do.
I do sense, but I don't think it
Yeah, we
matters.
do sense.
I think
Okay.
in general we do sense, but we don't take too seriously.
Okay, so sorry.
Hold on, not yet.
Okay.
We have to give our guesses.
Oh yeah,
first.
give your
Yeah,
guesses
yeah.
first. Sorry, go
You
ahead.
have to give us the.
I'm a
my
guest here.
I got to go first because
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't go first yet, and
Go
my
ahead.
list is next. I'm gonna go 490.
You know what's funny? I was using our windows in my screen to go by who's going, but it's been like moving around. So that's not a good system. I need to like have your names listed. I usually use the notes, but I have a different screen up right now. Whatever, who cares? nuts and bolts. Sorry, go ahead, John.
I went. Whoever
He
is
said
next.
490.
You
Yep,
said 490. Okay. And then who is? I don't know who it is now.
You could go next after me. It
yeah.
doesn't matter.
450. I said 450.
And I have 425. We were all pretty close.
Oh my gosh. We've been playing this too long.
Actual retail price is $382.50.
Oh.
So Shannon was the
Shannon,
lowest, right?
That was the lowest of our guesses. We'll see if
Closest
any
human.
of the rampage.
Is it closer to 300 or is it Shannon's guess? 382.50.
And I had 425. Yeah.
I think that's closer to Shannon.
Yeah, I
think
think
it should be
Shannon
closer
Yeah,
to
it's
takes it.
closer to Shannon.
Shannon takes it.
I was just
But-
checking the dinosaur.
Check the dinosaur real quick, because no,
he
that
is-
would
He's
no,
at
that would be
190
above.
197 off.
Sweet.
Nah, Shannon takes it.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude.
All right.
Hey, you're gonna take it for the humans today, Shannon. Freaking
Takes it
dinosaur
For the
can't touch us.
humans.
All right.
Sweet.
Stick
All
it
right.
to AI.
The last, yes. No, this show is AI free, guaranteed. All right,
All
John,
right.
you got the last list. Adam, you
My
were going to say
list.
something about your.
No, I was just asking about the rounding up to the nearest dollar.
Oh, yeah.
What was the breakdown of your list, though?
Oh, sorry. So Star Tropics complete in box is 45. Xenogears complete in
steal.
box Black Label is 160.
Okay.
Yep.
Eternal Darkness is 107.50. And Kid Icarus Uprising standard case is 70.
I just sold my copy of Kid Icarus Uprising. Had to do a little bit of liquidation lately.
Yeah, we've all done it.
And I beat it twice. It's a fantastic game. I just didn't see myself going back to it anytime soon. And you can always buy a game again if you want, if you're so inclined.
Or you could borrow it.
But
I
yeah.
have most of them.
It's a game that I feel like desperately needs a remake, because it is so well made, but so constrained by where, like, the DS, you're like having to do too many things, and the touchscreen and all the buttons, and
I mean, most of the time, whenever I buy something from any of you guys, I always tell you, if you want it back, just let me know.
yeah. I appreciate that.
It's safe in my collection until you're ready for it. All
It's a
right,
library.
so I have my list. So I was kind of worried for a second that Adam was going to do the same list that I was going to do, because I picked 4 games that already have remakes or remasters,
Nice.
and they're ones that I enjoyed. To start my list, I have Diablo 2 for the PC, complete in box. This has the remaster on current platforms.
DC complete in box is all over the place.
Yeah, it's wild.
yeah.
So Diablo 1 complete in box?
Yes, and this is Diablo 2. This is going to be
Diablo 2.
More than likely the original big box. I don't know if it specifies in price charting. I just grabbed the one that said Diablo 2, so I imagine it's the original big box.
Yeah.
The second game on my list is Zelda Wind Waker for the GameCube, complete in box.
Go. Banger.
Game number 3 is Dragon Warrior 7 for the PlayStation, complete in box. It just currently got its remaster.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last game on my list is Tony Hawk Pro Skater for the N64, complete in box. They got its remake a couple of years ago.
Complete in box N64. The Pro Skater 1?
Pro Skater
First-
1.
The first game? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I guess I could have done a 1 and 2 combo, but I wasn't
The-
thinking about it at the time.
Cardboard complete in box is always funky. So I think Shannon goes first, maybe?
Yeah, just a second.
3.
All right. I have $260.
I have 440. And Adam has indigestion.
I hate how not today, thankfully. I hate how close all of my guesses have been to 300, but my numbers added up to 315.
You're just your ghost insurance.
Yeah.
Okay. So looks like Shannon might get this one again.
Wow.
Total on my lot is $229.82.
What? Dang.
Where did I go wrong? Way wrong.
So just
on today.
quick look. The Dino was about $29 off. And Shannon was... Oh, no, wait. The Dinosaur he sniped you by $1.
Are you kidding me?
So you guys are tied.
Dang.
The Dino's won 2 and you've won 2.
Wow.
Gonna come down to Flightsy's
He actually
list.
didn't even... It wasn't even $1.
Well,
He got you by about 20 cents.
dang.
Insanity.
Dang.
It's a tight race
That's
on
crazy.
RetroLogic sometimes.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it comes down to a tie, I think that
Well,
one
it
I
can't-
was
It
closer.
can't be a
overall.
tie because we have one more match left.
Oh, that's right.
The breakdown of my list: Diablo 2 for the PC complete in box, $28.78. Zelda Wind Waker for the GameCube complete in box, $75.45. And then Dragon Warrior 7 for the PlayStation complete in box, $85.52. And then Tony Hawk Pro Skater for the N64 complete in box is $40.07.
Yeah, I was way off on Dragon Warrior. I thought it was way
I was
more
almost
expensive.
right on there.
Yeah.
I was a little over on the PC game. I did the Diablo 2. I just could not.
Flightsy in the chat is right. You'd be surprised how often 300 is like right around what the games are worth.
It's close.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
it's amazing that.
Yeah, that's why we chose it.
Well, Sam's the one that broke the code because Sam is the original Ghost. He
Right.
was the one that started guessing 300.
Insane. So Flightsy's asking for instructions. I think drop the whole list without prices in the chat.
Yep.
And then we'll also read them off just so we have them. And then we will all give our guesses, and then you can
prices.
drop everything in chat again with prices. Does that work for you? Flightsy. Waiting for a acknowledgement of my talking.
We might just be like a little bit off.
No. He can hear me telekinetically. So he needs to be talking to me right now.
I gave an example of how to, if he needs to, he can give it to us in the Discord chat.
He knows how to.
that way
He's a
as well.
pro. He does it more than we do.
He used to keep the
He says
The
this
law
is too
list
long.
is too
You
long,
can do
yeah.
them one at a time then. But like shotgun them. Like do like bang, 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 bang. Don't wait for us to read it. You know what I mean? Just kind of let it flow.
Let her
as it
rip.
were. Let her rip. I think I'm gonna buy these plushies, guys.
it's happening.
Hey,
I mean,
if you buy from like
Hi.
VGP or PMP or whatever,
Yeah.
they have a pretty good like reward points system.
Have I bought something from them before? I wonder.
Why are you asking me?
I'm asking rhetorically.
I guess you're his
Oh.
personal assistant.
No.
I'll look in my email.
All right, they're coming through.
Are we
All
getting
right.
a list?
Someone should say it out loud.
Who has the chat open?
I do.
I do.
All right. Game 1, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit Luigi set. Switch complete in box.
Lord.
Game 2, Live Alive. Switch for the Switch complete in box.
I know what he's doing.
This is a Dan list.
Game 3, Date Alive, Rio Reincarnation for PS4 complete in box.
Not a clue what that
Is
is.
this?
Game 4, Xbox Live Starter Kit, Xbox complete in
What?
box.
Xbox Live
kit?
starter kit.
From the original Xbox, yeah.
I know, but is it a game or is it?
It's a software. That's all it has
I know,
to be.
but does it have like accessories and stuff? That probably doesn't go for anything.
Game 5, Guitar Hero Live Guitar Controller.
Okay.
PS4, complete in box.
Now
That's
we're
all of them.
now
5
we're talking.
total.
Okay. Very good. Very nice.
Who wants to go? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
I still gotta try to figure it out.
Doing my math.
When you're ready, I'll go first. Let me know. Bunka chunka bunk bunk. And then okay, so Flightsy, hold the reveal. We're gonna do all of our prices, and then we'll let you know. But you already knew that. I don't know why I'm even bothering. Okay, I have not ordered from P&P before, but I like that they have points. Oh, they have some retro stuff.
Yeah, PNP stands for past and present.
Xbox
What?
Live Starter
Yup.
Kit
That's so
came
smart.
on disc, I think. Okay, Xbox Live Starter Kit came on a disc, I think he said. If that makes any difference.
Starter kit makes me feel like there's a controller or there's like a...
No, I think it was just a disc because you had to. It probably also came with like access to Live. Like it probably had a subscription thing, kind of like how we used to get the discs in the mail for AOL and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change mine, though.
Okay. Should we rock and roll?
Let's do it.
All right. My guess is $350. And then whoever, we just go around whoever.
Well, I had $250.
100.
I had $290.
Oh man, we're all in the same.
I'm at 235.
Adam's going to go to the low end this time.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's been working for me.
No, that Guitar Hero guitar is at least, that thing's up there, I bet.
We'll see.
Okay, you said it came with a headset as well. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stick with my number. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's hear it.
Drum
Is
roll.
this starter kit going to be the deciding factor here?
No, I put like $20 on that thing. I bet it's nothing.
Yeah.
You never know. Sometimes that stuff, people...
I mean, sometimes, but not Xbox 360.
Yeah. Xbox stuff is usually not terribly valuable.
Oh, I get 1600 XP from PNP Games if I buy this.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you going
This
to
is
level
to
up?
stop by stuff. Oh, okay, we got it.
Look how close I was.
232.66.
Man, I was only off by like $3.
Dang.
Nice.
Crazy. Well, at least the humans won.
Yeah.
That is true, yeah.
Oops.
So his breakdown.
Yeah.
Mario Kart Live $69.99. Live Alive $27.37.
Oh, why did I think that was so expensive? Whatever.
Data Live $17.25. The starter kit was a whopping $14.95.
Called
15.
But that guitar controller $103.10.
I thought it was like $200.
I put 65 for that. But
I overpaid in most of this stuff.
So usually the tiebreaker goes to humans. But if you wanted to go by closest guess, the Dino wins because he was only 20 cents off on that guess.
What?
All right. Well, the Dino wins the battle, but the humans win the war.
That's right.
All right, we'll give it to the Dino today.
At least it's the Dino, not the ghost.
Yeah.
That feels a little better.
John, I don't know that that Dino has ever won, has it? In and of itself?
I don't know. Maybe. And with that, I guess we're going to take a little music break. And we're back. I have not bought the plushies. Haven't done it. Flightsy is keeping me honest and my wallet in check. But you know what's not in check is all these remakes we've been getting lately. Am I right?
Oh my
Hollywood's doing it. Video games are doing it. I guess there's some like board games that are remade. I have a remade copy of Fireball Island, which is actually pretty good. I don't mind that one.
Can
But,
they bring back Crossfire? You remember Crossfire?
Crossfire.
Oh, gosh.
The marbles.
Yeah, let's go.
My
Maybe
only
it's
issue with
still
the
out there, I don't
Fireball
know, but-
Island remake is you really need it to be one solid board.
I agree.
Because the fact that the remade Fireball Island is 3 boards with one like on top of the other 2, it's just too unstable for all the marbles. Anyway,
I
we're here
have
to talk
issues
about
with
video
that.
games.
Yeah, that's
Shape.
true. Let's talk about video games. We're talking about remakes, remasters, and reimaginings today. And we had a lengthy conversation in our Discord about it, so we're going to read off. I made an
I gave up
abridged.
following that.
Yeah, I made an abridged version of most of the high points of that discussion, and we can read through it, some of it, and sort of discuss as we go because it was pretty fascinating. Different points of view, perspectives, and opinions, all of which are worth exploring.
I think it might have been our most debated topic
Yeah.
I think we've ever had in the community couch.
It didn't get heated. It got about as heated as we get, which is like pretty mild compared to like, the rest of the internet.
We weren't burning Discord down.
Yeah, no, we're very respectful. Like we know that we're just talking about games and we don't really care. But everybody was free to share their thoughts. People had hot takes and cold takes. And I figured we could just start with a little bit of a round table. Because John's question posed to the community was, what's your opinion on remakes in general? And then what's your favorite game that has had a remastered treatment? Like the remastered version, what's one of your favorite versions of those? So yeah, we could just do a quick round table. Your quick take on remakes in general, and then if you have a favorite remastered game, shout it out. And Shannon, do you want to jump in first?
Yeah. So my hot take is that personally, I think that remakes, remasters, and reimaginings are all fine to exist. I don't really have a problem with it as long as we know that we're still getting new stuff mixed in. And I think Nintendo does this, right? I think they do a pretty good job of kind of balancing that, when they have some slow times. And I think especially modern games take a lot longer to make. And so if they can, especially if they can hand it off to another studio that's like, hey, we could use some work. And the reason why I don't have a problem with them for the most part is if it can get somebody new into a game that might have been, for a game left on a different system. I mean, we're all retro game players here, but most of the people out there playing video games are not retro collectors and therefore may not have the opportunity as quickly to play through some of these. I think where it starts to have a problem for me personally is like, remaking a PS4 game on a PS5 when it's perfectly playable on said.
You can actually even just play the PS4 version on your PS5.
Correct.
It'll accept those discs.
And I don't mind. So when I say that, I'm talking about a full like issue remake. I'm not talking about like something with an upgrade path, right? Like we're getting with the Switch 2. Like the Xenoblade games, for instance, $10 to upgrade, add in a few things, maybe make it so that it can make use of the better hardware. That's fine. But if they were to just straight up, like, you could only play the Switch 2 versions for $70 or whatever, or $80 or whatever it is, that I'd have a problem with, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm okay with them. I think I'm trying to think of what one of my favorites might be. I really did like the remaster, I guess, of Thousand Year Door. I thought they did a really nice job. They added in that you could get around a lot quicker. It looked really nice. I think that was probably one of the top ones that I really like that's popped into my head.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great one. They let you swap between modern music and GameCube music.
That was pretty cool.
They had some really, really nice quality of life improvements. I love it. I love that game, and I think the kind of remaster they did was timely and very, very good. Very well done. Worth a playthrough. Yeah. What about you, Adam?
Man, so the first one that comes to my mind, because it's a little bit more recent. I mean, I know we've been talking about Trails in the Sky, but talking more about games that are like childhood staples that came back and were yet somehow better than the original. I have got to shout out Super Mario RPG. That was such a good remake.
Yeah.
Like, it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
They absolutely nailed it. They kept everything that made it good and improved things that could have been improved upon, but without going overboard. It was fantastic. One of my favorite RPG experiences of the last few years. If you haven't played it yet, whether or not you played the original, one of the best remakes of any RPG ever. Tim actually shouted out another one that I wanted to talk about, which was Metroid Zero Mission.
That's the original Metroid.
Yeah, it's like a remake, reimagining of the original Metroid, which, I played the original Metroid, and with the help of a map, I was able to beat it on original hardware. But that is sort of a notoriously obtuse game, even for Metroid fans. I feel like a lot of people are like, they can appreciate it for what it is and how it started this fantastic series, this franchise that's become, a Nintendo.
Tough to go back to. No map.
Yeah, if you're not
weird controls.
If that was the first Metroid game that you'd ever played, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But going back to it, it's so obtuse. You've no idea where to go. There's no map system. It's all just like, you almost have to draw your own map or use a pre-existing, map to show you where you really are and where you're supposed to go. Zero Mission kind of took the Metroid Fusion engine and reworked the original Metroid map and added some extra cool stuff to it. We got to see Zero Suit Samus for the first time. It was just a fantastic, one of my favorite Metroid, probably I would probably risk saying that it's my number 2 favorite Metroid game. It's just so well done, so easy to play, challenging but not too difficult, so much fun. That is really worth noting.
I would love to say of Metroid Zero Mission that it really did what you really want to see with like any kind of re-release, where the original is pretty, it's like sort of tangentially beloved, where it's like, wow, it was really revolutionary at the time for this and this, but you don't want to go play it. It's not like fun to play. That being said, at the time it was very like mysterious, and like finding like paths to things in magazines or talking to your friends about it or getting codes for different like save files was kind of a fun aspect, like meta aspect of the game back before the internet. It was like playground talk was like a huge thing with that game. So that made it partially fun. that's not really a thing anymore because as soon as the game comes out, everybody knows everything.
Yeah, with
So-
the internet, it kind of spoils that aspect of what gaming used to be like. But
so they were able to take the original sort of design of the game and be like, let's like elevate it and kind of make it its own sort of thing in the current Metroid pantheon. And they really nailed it.
I kind of have to shout out Metroid 2 remake then on 3DS as well, because
Yes.
they did the same thing. That
Similar.
actually is my favorite Metroid game, the remake of
I feel like Metroid has kind of really nailed remasters and remakes of their games. Even
Metroid Prime. I was going to mention
fantastic.
Tim mentioned all three of those, by the way.
Yep.
He beat us to the punch on the
He
Metroid
would.
remakes.
Yeah, the Metroid Prime one was so cool to see, and like you kind of knew like, oh, they're getting ready for 4, you know. So this is like a nice sort of obvious release caveat that they're like a bone they're throwing us, but they nailed it. I mean, it kind of, you know, I wouldn't say that going back to the original Metroid Prime is like a lesser experience, because that game still shines today on GameCube on a CRT. It looks incredible. But to sort of cross that line and say like, oh, here's what it looks like in your imagination when you're thinking about the game. Like, it's beautiful. Beautiful game. They didn't have to do much. They really just touched all the graphics up and they left the rest of it alone. And it's perfect. But that's Metroid Prime. John, what about you? Your take on the remake, and then if you have a favorite game.
So a lot of the times remakes, you know, I'm usually for remakes and I usually buy remakes. There's something about having both and like being able to compare and contrast playing through a remake with the old game, especially if it's one that I really like or I've played at least somewhat recently to have memory of. And, you know, and then the other side of that, it's really nice to get that remaster when it's a game you haven't played. Like, I don't particularly go back and play Ocarina of Time very often. So this, you know, kind of welcoming the remake because it's going to be a chance for me to go back and revisit a game that I haven't played all the way through. And it's probably been at least 20 years. Because I never did make it all the way through the 3D remake.
On the 3DS?
Yes. And then some other points for remakes that, you know, just to kind of talk to some of the things that were going on conversation wise. You know, there's always kind of the fear that if we're getting a lot of remakes and remasters and ports and things, it kind of takes away from the ability for studios to make new games, which could potentially be true. We might not know about that all the time. We don't know the inner workings of what studios are doing. And a lot of times studios that are doing ports are usually a side studio. They're not usually the main studio that made the original game.
Sometimes.
And then something that I was kind of thinking about that got brought up, you know, I brought up Grezzo as an example of a studio that worked on ports of Zelda games to keep, you know, Nintendo from having to work on them themselves. But kind of a cool thing that happened out of that we, you know, wouldn't see if Grezzo didn't do the remakes of the 3D, you know, Zelda games on the 3DS, we wouldn't have got a new game from Grezzo because Nintendo would have never given them the keys to do something on their own.
Yeah.
So without the remakes for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, we never would have got Ever Oasis on the 3DS, which was their, you know, new IP game. So that's kind of another cool thing that comes about from, you know, remake studios. And there's lots of them out there. They're scattered all across all the three major platforms doing games for them.
So we got Metroid like Dread, isn't it?
Yeah. With Mercury Stream.
Mercury, yeah. They made the 3DS.
Samus Returns, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's always that aspect of it too. Remakes aren't just something for us to talk about, but they're also good for the industry. They're good, quick ways for studios to make some money. and they also kind of give you a way to showcase your talent if you're one of those studios that's trying to get your own games out there. But that being said, I don't mind remakes. I think they're fine. And kind of to Shannon's point, you know, I've got kids that are of all ages, and these types of remakes, especially like Pokemon remakes, they're not always known to be the greatest versions of the game.
Just baffling.
They are definitely more friendly than trying to go back and break your Game Boy out and play like my kids played Hey Pikachu, Hey Eevee, and they loved that way more than whenever I give them a Game Boy with Pokemon Blue.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. You know, like especially for Pokemon, having kids especially be able to go back and play the old games in a way that they can actually access them, or in a way where, you know, the adults aren't like, Pokemon Soul Silver costs how much? Like, you know, it's like, no way.
Well, I mean, that's a remake too, but
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's just,
I mean, I guess when that game came out, it would have been like, oh yeah, great, you can play Silver and Gold. But these days, if you want to play Silver or Gold, it's kind of like,
there's something about those old games that just don't translate as well to kids. Like, they don't know where to go, which Pokemon's kind of,
it was opaque for sure.
For the uninitiated, you can get lost pretty easily, or not be able to figure out that you need like a certain HM to be able to get past a certain point.
Which didn't matter so much when like you had a Game Boy as a kid in the 90s and that was your game.
Oh yeah,
like
this is all we played.
I'll just wander around in Pokemon for an hour and do nothing.
So having newer systems and quality of life improvements on older games is fine. And like I said in chat, and we're talking, even with Ocarina of Time, we're talking about a 30-year-old game.
Yeah,
there's plenty of things they can do to just make it more friendly to play for newer audiences.
Yeah, and I'm kind of, just to toss quickly my own thoughts in here, I'm kind of two minds, I guess, because in general, I don't mind a remake or a remaster. I think it's a nice, easy way to both gauge interest in an IP that maybe has been dormant for a while. If it's a popular franchise like Zelda, it's nice that a studio with a popular IP can sort of, you know, generate some revenue while they're working on a bigger project. So I don't mind that, especially if it's well done. You know, like, I really love the Link's Awakening remake. That's the one I was going to bring up because I know the art. I guess the art style is divisive. I thought it was great. It was awesome. It looks like toys. Like, what a cool, unique way to present this game. Like, you know, like, it's totally unique and different from the original, but it still retains very much like Zelda DNA.
I think anytime we see a different art style for a Zelda game, the internet loses their mind.
Oh, I know.
Says it's the worst thing ever, and then
of course,
and then it turns around later on.
But I think that one's really, really cool. I love to see a new take. Like, it got me excited to play the game again. So I think that's fine in general. Now, Lightsy brought up an interesting point in chat, and I'll just use my sort of version of it here, and that is that, like, if we had gotten like Donkey Kong Country Rekonged instead of Bonanza, I would have been okay, but probably pretty disappointed that, like, this is what Donkey Kong gets.
What about this one here from Tim?
What's he saying?
Federation Force remake.
Let's go.
Honestly, no.
Let's go.
Like, let's get Federation Force on Switch and see if it still is hated, because that game's actually genuinely fun with 4 people. But since we got Bonanza, the hype was like crazy. It's like, oh, the Nintendo 3D Mario game made a Donkey Kong game, a brand new Donkey Kong game entry, and now he's getting a bunch of, like, you know, first ring character attention from Nintendo. That's what I want as a fan of a series. And to contrast that, when Star Fox was first revealed, I was pretty, like, down on it. I wasn't a huge fan. Didn't love the art style. Like, that's not my Star Fox. So much so that I totally missed that it, like, looks like it looks amazing. The flying in the game looks incredible. And now that we've gotten to play the demo, feels incredible. It's great. It's everything I would ever want if you're going to remake Star Fox 64. Wonderful. But like the reveal to me was such a like build up to sort of nothing, because it's the same game now for the 5th time, you know, for like, if you talk about it loosely, it's the 5th time. That to me was sort of a gut punch as a Star Fox fan, especially after such a strong showing in the Galaxy movie. Now going back, it's like, yeah, you know what? Donkey Kong has had representation throughout like the decade that he didn't have a new game. People know who he is. He's a known character, whatever. Fox McCloud could be nobody to like, you know, if I didn't actively talk about and have like a Star Fox poster on my wall, my kids wouldn't know who the heck Star Fox is unless they're playing Smash Brothers, and they'd be like, who's this Fox guy? They don't know. You know, the last new game came out when they were like babies, so they have no idea. So I understand the sentiment from Nintendo where it's like, let's get the sort of, I don't want to say like low hanging fruit. That also, it's like me saying that is such a stigma on this podcast now. It's like low hanging fruit, but like we know this is going to be popular with the old generation. It's also a really popular game that we know is great. That's going to hit with a new audience. Might as well like kind of reboot the series. And I understand that cognitively. It doesn't feel great as a fan, and I also understand that. So that's kind of where I'm of two minds. I also wanted to throw Sam's opinion in here as well, because he has strong opinions about it, and he wrote a little thing in our chat. So I'm going to go ahead and read that now just to kind of get him out. And then we can kind of briefly go through what the community had to say and sort of have our own takes on what they're saying. So Sam writes, I'll try to give my condensed thoughts here since I won't make it to the next week's show. The only remakes that I consider justified are games that are truly had potential and they failed to live up to. Games that are perfectly good as they are don't need remakes, just ports. While I appreciate keeping classic games available for people who don't have the original hardware, ports address that problem in a much more cost-effective way. And the need for remasters is selling a solution to a problem created by the planned obsolescence of the idea of console generations. We don't actually need new hardware, at least not to play old games. Console makers just need new hardware and software to sell. And by all means, keep the classics available through reprints and officially licensed emulation. But those aren't new releases, and we shouldn't pretend they are. If you can't wait to play Ocarina of Time again, plug in the N64 or boot up the NSO app. That's his hot take. Not a fan. Not a fan of the remakes.
I mean, that's fair. I think that's a, you know,
I don't think that's a hot take. I think this is actually this is where a lot of people are when you listen to
really
outside of us as a group. The biggest thing I saw from, you know, people talking about the you know, all the gaming news of the last couple weeks through the summer here is that it's nothing but ports and remakes, or, you know, there's no new games coming. I mean, even Nintendo had, I don't know how many ports compared to new games in the Direct. Quite a few.
Yeah.
Xbox is almost solely ports of things, like hardly any, or DLC, you know, expansions to things that, you know, they're not really announcing a whole lot of new games. And I think that's kind of where Sam is at too. He doesn't want to go back and play a remaster. He wants just new games. You know, that's what, especially with Zelda. He was like, I don't know if I want to play Ocarina of Time again. I would have much rather had a new game.
Yeah.
I think just about anybody given the choice, hey, do you want a new Zelda game or do you want to replay Ocarina of Time in a remake? I think a vast majority of people are going to say, give me a new Zelda, right? But that doesn't mean that, number one, this can't be fun. Just like the Link's Awakening, right? Like, I had a blast with that. It doesn't mean that the remake isn't going to be worth playing to me. It's just, it's almost like people, I think, are worried that that they're taking up their time making these instead of making new Zelda, making new Mario. And I think it's pretty clear to us that at least Nintendo is they're hard at work at making a Mario game right now. They're hard at work making a new Zelda game right now.
Right.
It's just going to take time.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
especially, and I said it earlier, we got games in making 4K games is still fairly new to Nintendo. I think it's going to take a while. And even studios that have been making 4K games for a while can hardly do it. How many PlayStation games, how many Xbox games are actually running at those,
Well,
yeah.
With the amount of assets it takes to put those games together, I mean, look at Naughty Dog, for example. They still have not released an original game on the PS5. How long has it been out?
Yeah.
6 years? They're still working on an original game?
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of making that sort of what I'm going to sort of label as like a false narrative where, oh, they're putting resources into this remake when they could be making an original Zelda title. And I think, there's enough people and enough manpower and enough studios out there that they can do both. And I totally recognize that obviously takes a lot more, resources and manpower and time to create these HD and 4K games. But they can do both. There are so many games coming out all the time.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, it's a false dichotomy to say that, oh, we could be getting a new Zelda game in 2026, but instead we're getting a remake. And I'm even checking myself and saying this, but like, that's not really true.
We're not, no, it takes way too long to make a brand new Zelda game, 3D game. I mean, it took 6 years for them to make.
It's not the same amount of there's a certain amount of effort to like designing a new game from scratch.
Totally.
And if you already have your Ocarina of Time blueprint done, I don't want to say it makes it easier, but it certainly does save resources. Like you're not designing as much. You sort of have a lot of it figured out.
It's not
and
from
at that
the
point,
ground
you're like,
up.
how do we modernize this and not from scratch, like a Breath of the Wild, where it's like, let's remake video games, like.
I mean, you also can't have it both ways. I mean, how many times do we hear people argue about games that are annualized?
Sure.
Telling studios, hey, take more time. We want different stuff. We want a better game. And then you turn around and you're like, well, I want a new Zelda every other year. It's like, well, kind of can't.
Yeah.
And they are kind of doing that a little bit. I mean, we did get Echoes of Wisdom 2 years ago. So it's kind of like in between stuff. But I mean, that's even having your traditional Zelda port remake studio making a brand new Zelda game in between so that we have something. So now, they're also working, they could potentially be the one that are bringing us the Ocarina of Time remake here.
I wonder if what would have helped is if Nintendo, I mean, I think it's almost kind of silly. Of course they're making these games, right? They're making new games. But if they had almost said, hey, we're hard at work at making the next 3D Mario, please be patient, or
please don't get me
hard at please understand we're hard at work at the next Legend of Zelda game, but we want to share with you an exciting project we have in the meantime, or something like that. Just because I think there is that thought pattern, and I get it, right? Like, oh my gosh, we're getting these instead of new games. And it's like, well, no, we're getting both. Just they need time. It's going to take time.
You're also at the both sides of it again. You could either not show anything and have the remake news, or you can show what you have, which is a logo like Metroid Prime 4, and get burned at the stake because you showed a logo.
I mean, there are people in our Discord who feel a little burned by the Switch 2 because there's no new announcement of something that they're really excited about. A la like a new Zelda, a new Mario, right? Like 100%. They're like, where's my new Zelda, where's my new Mario? It's a year in, I want those announcements. And now Zelda's announced and it's a remake, they feel burned. And I get that. So
it's a matter of taste.
It is a matter of taste. And I was just going to say, like, you have to take into consideration, like Nintendo has nothing new planned. It's like, well, you just don't like Fire Emblem or Xenoblade, and that's fine. You can not like Fire Emblem or Xenoblade. And you can not like Bonanza, whatever. You're wrong, but you can not like it if you want to. And I'm just saying, like, like for me personally, like now that Zelda's announced, all 5 of my top 5 game franchises of all time are represented on the Switch too. So I'm happy, but I know not everybody's going to be not
and
everybody's
that's just in the first year and a half.
Yeah. Nintendo can't represent all of their IP all the time. That's not realistic for them. So at some point you do have to look at it realistically and be like, maybe they just haven't released the thing that I'm excited about yet, or maybe I need to broaden my horizons. One of the other.
I know and Flightseek brought this up. There are people though that the Ocarina of Time remake will be the reason they buy a Switch 2. It will sell, because there are lots of people out there. This is their favorite game of all time, and they have no problem with a remake, especially if they feel like it adds something.
Ocarina of Time is also pretty legendary, for lack of a better term, like as far as like games go. I mean, just as a quick example, Advance Wars, right? Like Advance Wars we've seen neither hide nor hair of Advance Wars in since the DS, like plus 15, 20
Other
years
than
or
that
whatever.
Switch collection. Basically.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it came out, the remake came out on Switch. My son has seen Advance Wars before because I'm a fan. I like the games. I own them on Game Boy Advance, but he doesn't really want to play a Game Boy Advance. Like it's to him, he has a Switch Lite, which is still small compared to a Switch, but he has a Switch Lite. He can play anything in my game library, and he wants to borrow the cartridge and go play it on his Switch. So once Advance Wars, he saw that like the remake came out, he played it and he loves it. He loves Advance Wars. It's like so fun for him. He loves strategy games, board games, and it was really like a playable board game to him. But he was never going to play it on Game Boy Advance. So to me, it's like, I mean, he's never played Ocarina of Time, and that's pretty crazy. Like, he may have like started it or something, but it's tough for him to be like, I just played Tears of the Kingdom and now I'm playing this. Like, it's not,
right.
So I think that I think in that way, I love that remakes, remasters exist. Like, I'm glad that sometimes they're just not for me, and that's okay. Yeah.
That Advance Wars reboot is so good, by the way. For anyone listening that hasn't played it,
go buy it.
It's so good.
We waited so long for it too.
Yeah, and then they're never going to touch it again.
Well,
because as soon as they announce it, a war started. So they're like, nope, that's literally what we didn't want. So no.
If you sit down and you think about it, though, speaking of Ocarina of Time and games of that vintage, if you're younger than 30 years old, this is basically like a brand new game. Yeah. More than likely. You probably didn't play Ocarina of Time. Just and not saying that Ocarina of Time isn't worth playing in its current state that we have it today, but this isn't like a one-off franchise. They got like 2 games on PlayStation 1. I'm talking about Zelda is pretty much giving us a new game every 3 to 5 years on every console that ever comes out.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance that if you're of that age, 30 or younger, it's not that you didn't want to go back and play Ocarina of Time. It's just you had a brand new Zelda game to play all throughout your existence. Every couple of years, there was no reason to go back.
Didn't Nintendo literally tell us, like, hey, video games take longer to make now?
Mm-hmm. Oh, they did. Yeah.
FYI. So if this is a stopgap for Zelda while we wait for the next brand new, like before Zelda changes the landscape of gaming as we know it again, like, I think people need to calm down. Can I read a couple of community couch comments? And then maybe we can get into a little bit of the solo versus Flightsy debate, the heated
I
debate.
think it was
that took place.
Adam.
Oh, Adam. Sorry, not
Other
Solo.
Adam, yeah.
The other user with 4 letters in their name. So we have Savannah, the hyena queen, who might be a real hyena. We don't know. We've never met her. But they say, I like remakes for 2 reasons. 1, they allow new generation of players to experience an old game with the conveniences of a modern era. And 2, they give fans a brand new way to experience their favorite games. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was the first point for me, and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl was the second. That being said, I think Nintendo has been doing too many remakes and updates to old games recently and not enough new ones. Maybe that's just because I'm not super interested in Star Fox or Ocarina of Time. Which is fine. You're allowed to. That's totally fine. That's interesting. She brought up the Pokemon remakes, which I think used to be better. She's right. Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was really good. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl didn't fare so well, but her point still stands, I think. Drex 1981 says remakes are tricky things. On one side, they can fix issues that at the time couldn't be addressed. They can expand on storylines and tell the story in more detail. That's what Star Fox is doing, which I think is fantastic. They can introduce new players to these games and create new fans. On the other side, they can be soulless cash grabs and change what makes these games great. Can anyone think of a soulless cash grab remake?
I think a lot of people point to The Last of Us too.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. That wasn't at the top of mind, but yeah, that's true.
Same generation or like
basically.
Pretty close, yeah.
How updated exactly was it? Yeah.
Yep.
And then we're not talking about, like I'm playing Fallout 4 on the Switch 2, and it's not a remake. It's literally just like, hey, here's the same game. Now it's on Switch 2. It's the anniversary edition.
That's a port.
That's a port. Yeah, it's just right. That's a port. So that doesn't really count. Which
important
by the
distinction.
Way,
though.
I mean, they could remake it. It is 12 years old.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty. I mean, I'm playing it, and it feels like a game that came out yesterday.
Well, I think that's partially because and I think John made this point on the Discord today that the difference between games from 30 years ago to now and games, the way games looked 10 years ago compared to now.
Very different.
We're kind of hitting a plateau, I think, of like the difference between PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 is really not that
the
big,
difference
right?
between PS3 architecture wise and
even that,
those types of things are all very similar.
Right, all the way back to PS3. That's very true.
I mean, it's an HD console. PS3 is HD.
It's just a more powerful version of the same thing at some point. Moose Goose Ninja says, I like remakes as long as they do the original game justice. Looking at you, Resident Evil 3 remake, or whatever the R stands for in that. But otherwise, I do like the idea of remakes for the same reasons Savannah mentions. I generally try to judge remakes on a case-by-case basis, though, and my personal favorite part of remakes is playing both versions, if I can get my hands on the original, and comparing and contrasting the two. I also try not to decide which is better or anything, but just objectively find differences. It was the most fun for Resident Evil 4 because I love those games. My favorite game that got a remake was probably Dead Space. Ooh,
it's a good remake.
Gosh, is that on Switch?
No.
Well, they need to bring that crap over.
Oh, it's probably coming.
I remember doing
Direct.
Dead Space on PS3.
It's full of remakes.
Dead Space on PS3 was so good. All right, I need to bring that over. But yeah, that's a good point. If it does the game justice, good. And then Double D, who was in our chat, I don't know if he's still there. Say hi. He says, I've been mulling this over for a bit now, and I think I like remasters the most. So remaster being like they take basically the same game and kind of up-res it or make it look better, run better on current hardware. They don't touch too much of it. Making the older games accessible to new audiences while improving the graphics and quality of life features will get me every time. Don't ask me how many versions of the various Final Fantasy games I've bought through the years. Yeah, he's looking at you, John, too. Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles is probably my favorite remaster, though. It kept one of my favorite games mostly the same, but added amazing voice acting and let me experience one of my favorite games in a completely different way.
It's a great example.
Definitely. Yeah, and so then we get into the Flightsy solo debate, which I don't want to like put words in anyone's mouth, but I'm going to paraphrase it because Flightsy and Adam.
I mean, Solo has an insert here, and I think that's why you're saying right. That.
So I could read those two as well. So Flightsy says, I prefer remakes that change stuff more than faithful remakes. They are more interesting to analyze, and they provide more of a reason to play them if you have access to the original. Like I was saying that with Link's Awakening, like totally refreshed experience. And I would even say things like the difference between the GameCube Pikmin games and the Wii Pikmin games, where they brought a lot of quality of life and they added some control scheme stuff that was really interesting. So even if you already own the GameCube games, you're kind of interested in like, oh, how did these play with the Wii remote, which ended up being pretty good with like the pointer. That was a good too. Just, since we're talking Flightsy, we got to talk Pikmin. And then Solo says, I welcome a remaster of a game. The trend now in console camps is to remaster games to bring them into the contemporary level of graphics and or new art design to make them more appealing to the new generation of gamers. Ocarina of Time is a cherished entry into the Zelda series. Off of this one entry, we can get branches into the downfall, causing Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, child and adult timelines, and Zelda lore. Would be interesting to see if the remaster can then make methods to connect the game to the others. For example, the lore we see in Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom that many have played, even those that are not deep in the Zelda fanboy and just played off IP recognition alone, hoping myself the remaster is not a lockstep redo of the original since that version is already out there. I find it more exciting if they were to add a new story beat or elements into a new artwork scheme.
They're going to finally clarify the entire timeline. And it's all going to make sense.
Oh, yeah.
And we're all going to be like, oh.
It's going to be a redux.
He makes a good point here because my impression seeing the like 5 seconds of the Ocarina of Time teaser we got is that it feels like it's going to be a fairly new experience. Especially considering we already have a 3D, remake of remaster of Ocarina of Time.
That
kind
brings
of the
up
opposite.
though, like
I think it's going to be pretty close.
Really?
Yeah. That's my and I didn't really get into this during our like initial impressions of remakes kind of thing, but my issue with remakes in general is, and this is deeply personal because overall I think remakes are good for the gaming atmosphere for the most part, except for the cash grabs. And it's like, okay, how do you define a cash grab versus a legitimate, like, okay, we want to artistically make this new for a new generation of gamers. But if I personally have played a game like Ocarina of Time is a perfect example. If the dungeon layouts are going to be the same, I don't know if I'm going to have the attention span to play that. Because
that's what I'm saying.
I've played through that game so many times. I know where all the treasure chests are. I know where all the keys are. I know the rooms. I can see the layout of pretty much every single one of those dungeons in my mind, right? So if the Ocarina of Time remake is going to be a 1-for-1 remake, even if the graphics are absolutely beautiful, I know myself, me personally, I'm going to lose interest simply because this doesn't feel fresh. It might look fresh. I only got through the first 2 or 3 dungeons on the 3DS version because I've played the N64 version so many times that it's just like, all right, like how many times can I play the same game with the same dungeon layouts? And, Master Quest on GameCube gave me a little bit of incentive to, try something different. But if the remake is just going to be a 1-for-1, map reskin, I personally can't get too excited about that. But that's me. That's a me thing. There's people that have never played it before that are their minds are going to explode.
I know, but
even the teaser is a 1-to-1 with the opening.
Right.
Right. Flightsy is saying in the chat that, he's writing kind of a novel here, so I'm not going to read all of it. But just to sort of conclude it, that more like how Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, whatever the remake was. I mean, that was kind of like, that was a whole new game with the same storyline.
I don't want this to be divided into 3 games.
No. Oh my God.
No,
Nintendo would never. They would never.
Rumors that it was going to be 2 games.
I'm just saying, they're going to have that,
happen.
and they're going to have Majora's Mask as 2 games.
There you go.
But I'm really leaning towards this idea that it's going to be kind of a whole new experience in the same world. Like, for that reason, like who in our age hasn't played Ocarina of Time to absolute death? And so if it's the same game, we might buy it and we'll start it and be like, oh, okay, it's just this again with better graphics.
I think there's a lot they could do
already
just
did
to
that
build
too.
out the world, because they're not going to have the limitations of the N64, right? And so you could have a bigger village, you could have a bigger Hyrule field, you could have like all these things that you could really expand on. And even just doing that, I think could make it feel a lot more fresh. I'm thinking like Adam's idea, I hadn't really thought about that. Like, will it not be as exciting for me if I get into that first dungeon and it's the exact same dungeon with the exact same puzzles, with the exact same order, layout, and everything else? And I mean, I didn't feel that way with Link's Awakening, and it's a 1-to-1 in those dungeons. But that's, but this is a 3D Zelda. This is a little bit different. I don't, no, but I think even if they did have the same dungeons, if they could somehow make this world feel a lot more alive, really build it out, that might feel fresh enough in and of itself. To me, anyway. Again, personal opinion.
Kind of to Dan's point, though, like how you said that Nintendo's going to put this out, and if it's a 1-to-1, you're going to buy it, and then you're not going to be satisfied with it. They don't care past that point that you bought it.
That's true.
Well, that's not necessarily. That's yes and no. I mean, I think a lot of companies that's true. I like to think that Nintendo gives a little bit more care to who's playing their games and why,
They're going to hope you enjoy it based off the visuals, but...
And I also kind of agree with Spider-Shan where, if maybe, the map isn't totally different, it probably will be a little different, but if the world itself feels brand new in some interesting ways that are, modern, for modern gaming sensibilities... I wonder what combat's going to be like. They kind of have to revamp the whole combat system. They can't keep it all the same. That's a game from 30 years ago.
We're going to get breakable weapons, guys.
You know what I mean?
We're going to revisit this.
So I just want to finish
it with Z targeting.
Yeah, just to finish my thought though, which now is gone.
Sorry,
no,
that's my bad.
But just I guess I'm thinking about what they're doing with Star Fox, right? Just the gameplay itself, and having played the demo, it's pretty much the same. I'm shooting stuff and I'm in a spaceship. But there's tons of dialogue and world building that you didn't have before, and
that's the new stuff.
Even in the ship, the dialogue is different. And some of it's the same because you got to have those ringbacks, but also a lot of it's new. It's a spectacle, and I don't know, is that enough to bring somebody who's beaten this game 10 times back to the table for Ocarina of Time? If it's I don't want to say it's exclusively an aesthetic change, but because they also have to change the combat. But if it's enough, let's say the dungeons are the same, the map is the same, but you have revamped boss battles and combat and like Hyrule Field is bigger and more lush and more fleshed out, and you know what I mean. Like I feel like there's things they can do that would bring an OG Ocarina of Time player to the table, even if the dungeons are more or less laid out the same. I don't know. I'm just kind of being devil's advocate for Adam right now.
Maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm just a scaredy cat, but I don't know that I want to experience the Re-Deads and all the other horrors in the Shadow Temple in realistic 4K. That's terrifying.
I seen some like AI attempts at trying to make it look like the art style that's being presented.
Yeah,
in
but
the
that fairy fountain,
direct.
though. That fairy fountain, though. I mean, I don't know.
Highs and lows.
Sheikah, Adult Zelda, I don't know, whatever.
Just wait till we get the Majora's Mask remake, and it's like the gnarly hand coming out of the toilet.
They probably won't, but if they do Majora's Mask, that would be crazy. Awesome.
They're going to.
They're going to?
You think so?
They already have the engine.
Your uncle at Nintendo?
They're going to. Coming out next year. My Uncle Tim said that we're going to get it.
Here's my thing. That is such a I used to say that's such a non-Nintendo thing to do. Once Nintendo makes their game and they finish it, they don't like go back to that engine. They just make the next game. But now that we have like Breath of the Wild into Tears of the Kingdom, I'm kind of and Link's Awakening into Echoes of Wisdom, I'm kind of like
they put Majora's Mask on the 3DS.
Yeah, they might. I mean, they might do that.
Updated quality of life improvements.
Yeah. They've done it every time, Dan.
What do you mean every time?
When it originally released, they used the same engine that came out a year later. Whenever they did the 3DS
I know,
version,
John. I'm not saying
it.
they've never done it. I'm just saying like that's not a typical Nintendo move for the past 20 years.
Place a bet right now, you two.
Okay,
what's the over-under on them doing?
So, John, you think they're definitely going to do Majora's Mask?
At some point, yeah. I think so.
Hold on, I'm not taking at some point, right? They're going to use this engine and release it on the Switch 2?
At some point, Majora's Mask will come to Switch 2 using the same engine as Ocarina of Time.
Okay. Well, we'll figure out some kind of bet, you and I, because I don't
I'll buy you a Star Fox plushie.
I'll have him by then.
I'll buy you
a
plushies.
A Re-Dead plushie.
The giant DK plushie from Japan, the $350 one.
Yeah, I'll take that. So I don't know if I want to rehash Adam and Flight C. We kind of went over it. Adam thinks the discourse about remakes is pointless because if you don't like them, don't play them. I don't like that argument personally because it's like we're here to have conversations. It's like it's fun, and especially with RetroLogic, we're so non-toxic about it. It's like, yeah, you can express your opinion. People are going to be like, cool opinion. Here's mine.
I think part of his thing, just to kind of jump in and for his thing was that with people that are adamantly opposed and people that are adamantly for, if you got people that are so at those extremes, you're usually not going to change their mind. So why even bother having the Discord? I think is kind of where it kind of fell.
Oh, okay. I thought he was saying like they're going to do what they do.
No, I don't think he was getting at it in that direction. I think he was kind of saying like what Shannon was saying.
His main
they're going to
points...
be out there. They're going to have them.
Yeah.
So,
and his main points are that they're a good thing. Updating games to be more accessible on modern hardware is a good thing. Remakes and remasters recontextualize their stories into modern, broader context and canon. And he thinks people are excited to play Ocarina of Time because of the first two reasons updated, which are the accessibility and recontextualizing. I don't think anyone would pretend that the Z targeting and camera controls in the original are good. They're innovative for the time, but not great in comparison to today. So updated quality of life features compiled with excitement to see how they would recontextualize it.
They were absolutely necessary for the time.
They were great. Oh, it was awesome. Man. And it's still, I mean, it's not bad today. It still works really well.
Yeah, it's not archaic, or it doesn't feel archaic to play it, to be honest. Not for me anyway.
Flightsy's response to Adam in summation is people get annoyed about remakes because of the opportunity cost. So he talks a lot about opportunity cost, where we talked about earlier, where it's like they could have been making a new game, but they made the remake instead. I kind of land in the middle where I'm like, man, I'm so glad they made Bonanza, and I'm like, I was annoyed with Star Fox, but I sort of calmed down about both of those things. Like, it would have been fine, but you know, a new Star Fox would have been amazing, and an old Donkey Kong would have pissed me off. So it really does come down to like, what's your fan base and how are they going to react to this kind of an announcement based on the context of the last decade of releases or lack thereof.
It's a matter of taste.
It is. Yeah. And
some
I think
people
they
wouldn't have a problem doing a 1-to-1 remake with updated graphics. It's my attention span that's the problem.
For sure.
Here's Flightsy on Dan's on our bet.
Oh, let's go. What did he say?
I think he's speaking as
resist
your
buying the plushie so you can win the bet.
Yeah, resist buying the plushie so you can win the bet.
They'll be available 3 years from now when the Majora's Mask.
Or they'll remake the plushies.
Well, they'll be available on eBay. And
That's
I'll have to pay like $400 for them.
That is not helping right now. But Flightsy's point about opportunity cost does get shot down in the chat a little bit, but I think that is still a valid point. I think that as a fan, that can feel like a slap in the face, and that's worth at least acknowledging. It's worth saying, like, we've been waiting for Star Fox since Zero, which in my opinion was not a good showing for Star Fox. And now we have this, you know, and like, I liked Starlink, but that's not a Star Fox game. And again, like, I am excited for Star Fox. I'm glad it's here. I am hopeful and predicting that it's going to mean more Star Fox in the future. But that initial disappointment from the Direct as a Star Fox fan is palpable. Like, it's tough to get over. So that means something to a fan base. So Nintendo has to take that into consideration. I mean, any company would have to take that into consideration when they're deciding whether they're going to make a remake or a new game, and whether because a new game does cost more resources than a remake, and putting those resources into a remake does mean you're using less resources to make a game where you can make money so that you can make a new game. So it's kind of like
unless you're
chicken or
the
egg.
Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh, brother.
That's not less resources than a new game.
No.
In fact, I would argue it's probably the other way around.
Yeah.
A lot more.
They hobbified it. It's like, we got 3 games out of 1.
They've almost released 2 external Final Fantasy games, like in the mainline series, since they've started remaking Final Fantasy VII.
That's true.
How many people work at Square? Somebody look that up.
I don't know. I gotta say though, I was super as a like someone who Final Fantasy VII on the PS1 like changed my life, and I was so against the 3D remakes. I was like, it's not turn based. I was like all like, you know, man yelling at Cloud. Like, I was so like against it, and then I downloaded the Rebirth demo on my Switch 2. I've gotten almost 10 hours of gameplay out of just the demo. It is so fun and so good. And so I had to like, I had to change my tune.
Did you play Intergrade?
No.
So you're starting like halfway in the story?
Well, I mean,
right after Midgard. I mean, I guess if you've already played Final Fantasy VII, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I needed the character introduction or the Midgard. Like, I know all of that.
You actually skipped like the worst part of the game.
Right,
so.
Exactly.
I could not get through that remake of the Midgar stuff. It's awful.
No,
I feel like Dan's stuck in a factory level.
It's such a
every point of that game.
Hey.
The whole Midgar section is a factory level, but like
really
that's
is.
when the game opens up, right? You leave Midgar and you go to Calm and you start to explore the continent and stuff like that. You get your chocobo and all that, and it's like, oh, they somehow nailed what it feels like to come out of Midgar and be able to explore this vast world, and that's what a good remake is. And I was I had the original like systems and that was all just so like ingrained in my head from playing it so much when I was younger, 25 years ago, whatever it was, more than that, that I almost didn't even give it a chance. The fact that it was a demo that I could download for free and play for almost 10 hours now, which is more than I get out of some, full price games.
Right.
I was shocked. I was like, this is, I will never again. Don't hold me to this. I will never again judge a remake before I play it simply because they've changed some of the inherent like original systems that the first or original game was built on.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. That was just playing the Rebirth demo changed me on that.
Speaking of Square, just one more thing, and then this will be all my thoughts. Something I just thought of. Something else that's cool that has been a byproduct of remakes is getting games that we didn't have come over to our region for the first time.
Yeah,
like Live Alive.
That's true.
Big time.
Like if that didn't get remade, we would never get to play it over here in English. So
yep,
That's very true.
Yeah, when a game is wholly inaccessible to you and they remake it, I don't think anybody's mad about that. I think that's pretty universally praised. Looking at you, Space Station Silicon Valley, or Gotcha Force. So Zomber in our chat, in Discord, in our Community Couch Discord, says, I have mixed feelings on remixes. Some games are just classics and doesn't need to do much to put a fresh coat of paint on the classic, a la Metroid Prime. I still play them, however, hence the mixed feelings. Like when The Last of Us 2 was remade on the PS5, it seemed pointless to me, but since I hadn't played it up until that point, that'd be the option I would go with. I still like good games being remade to a certain extent, but are we going to do that every 5 or 10 years, every 2 or 3 generations? Another thing I wonder would be a remake. Would a remake make some bad games good? I'm curious about that. Could a story be fleshed out or an annoying game mechanic be improved where it's not so cumbersome? That's what actually interests me. And that's a really good point, too.
Superman 64 confirmed remake.
Yep. Superman 65. So the only thing I think about when he mentions that's kind of like yes and no is the Majora's Mask remake, where they tried to improve on, I want to say it's like the swimming or something. Yeah. And they kind of botched it like bad.
It actually feels a little worse.
It's like worse. Which like, I don't know that it needed to be fixed necessarily, or like the way they fixed it kind of made it, they like added something and it was like, this is worse. Why are we doing this? I don't remember exactly, but there are times where it's like, oh, thank God they fixed. I mean, the save system in the Majora's Mask remake is anything would have been better than the friggin' owl BS, but they fixed that. But yeah, he mentions the Last of Us joke where it's like, yeah, why are these being remade? You just made them. And then Flightsy wanted to give us one last comment from our Discord chat, from our Discord conversation from earlier this week, and he was saying, I was definitely disappointed by the Ocarina of Time remake announcement, and in general by the large amount of old content on the Switch 2. But in the end, that's not actually what I'm disappointed about. I'm disappointed that a year in, I still don't really feel compelled to buy the Switch 2. I'm annoyed about the remasters because it reminds me of that core issue, but that isn't actually the issue itself, and there's no way to know if a decision not to make those remasters would have actually led to a world that fixes that issue, right? So he's saying if they had decided to just make new games instead of the remakes, where would we be?
He still might not have bought a Switch 2 already.
Well, there's no Pikmin 5 yet, so
that's where that's what he was saying. He's waiting for Pikmin 5.
It all comes down to personal taste.
For sure.
Everyone has their own taste in video games. I myself didn't even buy a Switch until the Switch Lite came out. I skipped that whole first, half of the Switch lifespan.
I had to drag you kicking and screaming to the store.
Exactly.
Like, here's his wallet.
Even Breath of the Wild wasn't enough to get me to buy in to this, ecosystem after I kind of dipped out in the Wii U generation. And, people go through different phases of life.
Sure.
I was a first time dad at the time that the Wii U came out. So yeah, I skipped that whole thing, and the Switch just didn't have any appeal to me until the Switch Lite came out. Other games were coming out, and it started to appeal to me again. So there's nothing wrong with waiting to buy a console. The only issue now is that consoles get more expensive if you don't buy them at first launch. So that's the only downside now.
But the good news too is that the console may be a little more expensive later on, but Bonanza is going to be discounted, and all the games you missed them first year, you'll be able to pick up.
You can always get stuff secondhand. It's easier to get stuff secondhand as time goes on.
And then, like I'm finding with Fallout 4, if I'm stuck, I can just Google it, and everybody has the answers for me. It's wonderful. But Flightsy's point kind of put into summation here, where he's talking about what if the remakes weren't being made, would we be getting new games instead? And there's no way to know. You would imagine oh yeah, if they weren't remaking Ocarina of Time, this might be a new Zelda game. But on the same time,
it takes way too long.
It takes, how long was the development of Breath of the Wild, which is kind of an outlier, I guess, because it was sort of remade after it was made to be put on the Switch. But that was a long development. Between Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword was the entire Wii generation.
Yep.
Zelda games in particular, they don't slack on Zelda.
That wasn't even
those
HD.
Games, exactly. Those games take time, and they allow especially Nintendo allows their developers to take time so that they make art. They make the great games. So, there's a world maybe where it's if those remakes aren't being made, you have Mario Kart and Bonanza and Kirby Air Riders. And what else?
That's it.
And Hyrule Warriors.
Pocopia.
For
Pocopia.
Oh God, Pocopia is so good. Remember Pocopia? I gotta jump back into that. Man, all of my favorite franchise. It's crazy.
It's they made the Switch 2 for day on
They
release.
did. They said,
they
"Hey,
did,
Dan,
yeah."
Like I keep saying,
what is
Dan
Dan
I
like?
got Animal Crossing already.
I know. I like Animal Crossing too, but it's Pokemon. It's
That's what I'm
very clearly first generation focused Pokemon stuff in Pocopia.
Poke Crossing.
So I was very happy with Pokemon. I'm glad I bit the bullet on that. I was not when I first saw the trailer, I was like, "What is this crap?" But I'm happy I got it. But yeah, just to sort of put a point on Flightsy's point, I don't think that there's no truth to what he's saying. I think that it's valid. There might be a little bit of disappointment, Cope, in that though, because if they weren't making Ocarina of Time, we would be getting zero Zelda, I think, right now. They're still making the new Zelda. It's just that it's going to take another 3-4 years or whatever for them to be able to release it. Now, what I can have enough of is all the Mario fans whining about, where's my 3D Mario? We haven't had a 3D Mario in a week, man. I'm like, welcome to Donkey Kong, Cope. Welcome to nothing for a decade.
It has been 9 years.
Since what? Since Odyssey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. They have Wonder. Okay. Go back to Wonder.
That's not a 3D Mario
They
game.
just re-released Galaxy and Galaxy 2. Okay. They're fine. Mario's face is all over the place.
I mean, if you count Bowser's Fury
was
as
great.
a 3D Mario game,
Yeah.
I mean, that's technically a new 3D Mario.
It's wonderful.
And it's attached to the best 3D Mario, which is 3D World.
Yeah.
I'm saying it.
You can play Bonanza and pretend it's Mario, and he's just smashing
these are the
stuff
same.
instead.
Well, right now he is Mario
Yes.
with the update.
It's a Mario game.
Yeah.
That's right.
Come on.
Now
Put
they
his
can
hat
play
on.
it. Now they can play it, and they can pretend it's Mario and have fun because it's.
look at
it's
Metroid. Like, how often do we get a new Metroid game?
Oh, I know.
The last one we got, was 4, and then the generation before that, the only new Metroid game we got was 2D.
Yeah.
So,
And then
relax.
before that, nothing on Wii U, nothing on Wii. Like they were all on DS and 3DS.
Metroid
Prime 3 was on
Wii.
Wii.
Oh yeah,
But
sorry.
that
you're right.
was
Prime 3
like
on Wii.
a
It was
long
early
time
on.
ago.
And that was early
That's
on.
my point.
Yeah, that was very early on. But yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here as a Star Fox fan, being like, that's hilarious.
I'm still waiting for them to do a new Star Tropics game.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you're still waiting for a new
but
Star.
people pretend that it's some
me and
objective.
Shannon, the only two people waiting
Yeah.
for a
Right.
new Star Tropics game.
The argument, I love getting on Reddit because the argument I always hear on Reddit is that like, but how's Nintendo going to stay in business? This is like obviously paraphrasing, but like it's their bread and butter. How are they going to survive without a Mario game? And I'm like, have you
Stupid
seen the
idiots on
Switch 2
Reddit.
sales?
Yeah, I don't
They're
think
not,
I
like,
don't think anyone's
suffering.
waiting on a Mario game right now.
They're okay. Like,
Let's not use Reddit as the
no.
Yeah, that's,
absolutely not. When I want to
the
like,
microcosm of what's actually going on in the Nintendo fandom.
if I ever feel like, there's not enough drama going on in my life, I really need to drum some stuff up and get mad about something, I'll go to Reddit.
I need someone to make a volcano out of this molehill here.
This is very much. Anyway,
then you go to Reddit for that.
that's my personal feelings about people complaining about Mario, which if you are a Mario fan, you're upset about no 3D Mario. I'm just kidding. It's fine. I've been upset about that stuff before. We're all in the same boat. But everybody has their own opinions and we all have to respect them. How long is this show? Yeesh.
long. It's your
We end
longest
it-
show yet, I think. I think Shannon and I have had some long shows.
Got some long shows, yeah.
Not longer than a Christmas show. End of year
No,
show.
those
That's
are real
true.
long. Those are the
I
longest.
guess those are probably the biggest.
Intentionally 4 hours, 3 hours
that
long.
last
Yeah,
game
wait
of
till
the
we
year,
live
30.
stream that again. And we'll...
I need a pee break on that one. All right. Well, we can wrap it up here. I think we pretty much said what we came to say. And I did not buy the plushies. And I feel okay. I feel like if I bought a Pro controller, I'd be like, hey, cool, I can use this now. Great. I didn't pre-order 4 plushies that are going to sit on a shelf. If Flightsy is still listening, he did his
He's
job.
there.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Flightsy. I'm buying a Pro controller tomorrow, thanks to you. Okay, so thank you for listening to the RetroLogic podcast. We are proudly part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. If you like what you hear, you can check me out on Blue Sky at retrologicgames.bsky.social. You can find John on Twitter at OnTopicRetro.
Yep. Everything's on Topic Retro.
And everything is on topic with retro. You're
right.
also welcome to jump into our friendly and 100% non-toxic Discord community. This was when we get toxic, we get jokey about it. Nobody's really mad here. We're just kind of being friends, getting in under each other's
I
skin.
can get a little toxic.
Yeah, but it's like normal toxic, not Reddit toxic. The link to that is in my Blue Sky bio. Oh, the music's too loud now. That's fine.
Sorry.
The music's in my Blue Sky bio. No, the Discord link is in my Blue Sky bio, and all of the information you need if you get lost on the internet is at www.retrologic.games. All of our podcasts and shows, all of the Discord links, all the social stuff. It's all there. So you can go listen to it there. It's all great. It's good, fun stuff. Yummies. So that's that. And yeah, I would love for you to jump into the Discord and hear what you have to say about the Ocarina of Time remake, whether you think it's cool or not, or if you're just waiting to see more footage like I am. So yeah, thanks guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Adios.
See
Bye-bye.
you later.